May gabi, Mr. Bulao. True. Sandali ha, gina-check na ako attendance. Wala na, no? Si Mr. Cruz nag-connecting pa. Or joining pa sa Zoom. Well, anyways, for today, guys, we're going to continue our discussion. Okay lang ba sa inyo or medyo choppy na dara na side? Okay lang ba sa inyo, Joseph? Hindi naman choppy itong connection.
Hindi naman, sir.
Hinay ka lang dito karon, sir.
Oo, medyo hinay ang dito, no? Sige lang, I'm going to provide... okay. Pero may ano pa naman tayo, may Wednesday. So, ano yun lang, guys? Magpa-advance, kan po, no? Ulan, man good. Sige, mag-advance study na lang sa... kuha na lang, mag-suggest na lang kung mag-advance study. So, from... Dali, may nag-start. Okay po, Mr. Cruz. Noted po. Nasa attendance na po. Actually, natapos na pala ako nag-calculate ng inyong grades for the subject CC 101. And again, as promised, di ba nag-promise ako sa inyo na pag ma-perfect yung attendance, I'm going to give additional points to your final grade. So, inupad ko yung promise ko, guys. So, yung iba is, ang dagko na kayong mga grado. So, ang laki ng pagbabago sa grade. Especially from your final. Sandali hamin, nandito si Mr. Billiones. Ano yung attendance? Billiones. Okay. May na-chat pa. Sandali. Pwede makita, sir. Yan ang grade. So, sa register na ninyo siya makita. Dangan nun. Okay, sandali. Kasi may late na. Ngayon, okay. 8 pa naman. Dangan nun. I think we need to discuss pa. Kaya pa siguro sa time. Kaya pa man, di ba? Choppy dira, Miss Marces.
Usay, sir, wala siya.
Ayun. Medyo choppy talaga kayo. Kasi yung response ni Miss Marces hindi masyado clear. So actually, ito lang naman yung discussion natin. Kaya siguro ito. Aside from that, after the discussion, I will going to provide the course material. Alam ba katapos siya atop Miss Marces ni Joseph. Sandali ha, may mga pumapasok sa Zoom. Sumaya. Hindi pa pala nakapasok si Mr. Sumaya. Na-check ng mga attendance. Sandali ha. Okay na ba lahat? Is everyone settled down so we can now proceed with the discussion?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay na ba lahat? Sandali. May pumapasok sa Zoom si Mr. Duran. Okay, once again, good evening guys. So, patuloy na lang siguro natin, no? Sayang din naman yung load ng iba. So, ang iba is nagpa-load talaga just for the session for tonight. Again, just a short recap from our previous discussion. Sino yung mag-recap muna? Parang sikat itong ni Agi. Akin sa ito yung maka-recap from our previous discussion, guys. Anyone?
Ako, sir.
Yeah, sige. Sige. Ano yung na-discuss last meeting?
Katungkuhan, sir. About sa programming sa C, and then na-remember lagi na ako katong printf.
Yun, yung printf. Printf is actually used to display something as an output to our kanang PMD. So, ano siya. Most of the time, guys, ang output makita nato sa CMD if we are using DevC++. Naka-install na ka, Mr. Briones, of DevC?
Wala pa, sir.
Ano? Okay. Pero madali lang yung process, guys. Mr. Bulao, naka-install na ng DevC? Mr. Bulao?
Sir, pasa ko sir. Wa. DevC o programming online ba to? Gamit mo
Okay. Pero nagagamit na kagkuan DevC?
nagamit ako sir.
Okay. Sige, pwede nyo open. Later, we're going to demonstrate using your DevC, ha? Kasi hindi kasi DevC yung ginagamit ko as of the moment. Kasi MacBook yung gamit ko. Okay? So, again, last meeting, ang gibuhatan nato last meeting is just a simple C program that we're going to display hello world or welcome to C as our first program dito sa ating subject na CC102. For this night or for tonight, we're going to have another simple C program that will add two integers. So, a light murag advanced kasi this time we're going to have we will be asking the user to input two integers. So, later po we're going to know ano ba yung integers na sinasabi, paano ba mangyayari yung memory concept ng who will going to hold the input from the user. Okay? So, this is a sample program, guys. So, as you can observe, medyo familiar na si line 1 and 2, right? Okay. Just a short recap, especially those who were absent last meeting. Line 1 and 2 are comments, di ba? Start with backslash asterisk and end with asterisk backslash. Yung nasa loob po or yung nasa loob po nito is what you call comment. So, ang comment po ay ginadagdag sa ating program or sa ating source code as identifier. So, flower lang na siya diha, guys. Wala na siyang epekto sa atong program. Wala na siya ginabuhat. Only that it will give or simple as it simply give hint to the programmers para dali siya masabtan. And most of the time, comments are inserted in our program para to improve readability sa ato ang programs, guys. So, as you can observe, so, ang ginabutan ng diri is unsang purpose sa imong program. So, for this, addition program, a program that adds two integers. The line number 3 is very common, diba? As most of the program, meron talaga ito, si line number 3. For C, sa C na programming, so we will be having number include stdio.h. Line number 3 is the header file of printf and scanf. Without line number 3, yung nagamit mo line number 9, printf o scanf na function, mag-error na inyong program. Okay? It can cause error. And line number 5 and 6 will be part na siya in every program. Most of the time, actually, ito sa line number 6, pwede ito indicate dito kay line number 5. But again, as a good programming practice, ginakuha na siya dira as indentation. Okay? The same goes with this int here, sa int main. You can remove int, magagana pa din yan yung program ninyo. Pwede yan siyang walang int, yung main natin. But again, as a good programming practice, we need to insert int here. That simply signifies that this line number 5 is a main function. Function po ito namely main. Okay? And line number 5 is part of all program in C++ or C. Okay? Always na ninyo siya rin timanan. So, we're going to proceed now with line number 7. Since again, we're done already discussing with line number 1 to 6. Tapos na din ito last meeting. So, yun nga, nag-recap lang ako para at least makakuha ninyo. So, let's proceed with line number 7 again. Line number 7 states that int integer 1, integer 2, and sum. So ano bang ibig sabihin ng line number 7? Simple as it is a declaration. Okay? A declaration, the letters integer 1, integer 2, and sum are the names of variables or simply mga variables na siya. Sa Java, other term for variables is what we call identifiers. Okay? Identifiers na siya or variable. So, dalawa lang talaga ang ibig sabihin niyan. Ang ibig sabihin po ng variable, guys, it is a location in the memory where a value can be stored for use by a program. So, ginagamit na to ang variable para natay kumbaga repository, natay sudlanan sa atong sa memory location where we can store the value. Okay? So, yun na siya. So, if we don't need naman or if wala naman tayong location and memory location na gamitan, so we don't need variable. Okay? Now, line number 7 also is, this simply means a declaration. Specify that variables are of type int. Ito siya. So, again, kasi ang format niyan is data type space variable name. So, dito po, we have one data type which is int. Sa isang line, isang data type lang po pwede. For example, kasi marami tayong data type later po, we're going to discuss a lot of data type. So, aside from int, ano yung mga data types na pwede nyo magamit? So, later po after this presentation siguro, meron pa. Then, variable names. Dito sa ating declaration, we have 3 variable names, namely integer 1, integer 2, and sum. So, we have 3 variable names in one data type. So, you can have one or more data type po, variable name in one data type. Now, question. How to name variables? Paano ba mag-name ng variable, guys? So, a variable name in C can be any identifier. So, kahit ano lang po yan. Pero, meron siyang mga rules. So, an identifier is a series of characters consisting of letters, digits, and underscore. But always remember, dili siya pwede magsugod og digit. Okay? Any identifier po. It could be capital letter or small letter, an underscore, and digit, but dili pwede sa C, guys, or C++, dili siya pwede magsugod ng digit. The same goes with other programming languages like Java and Python. So, sa identifier or variable name, dili siya pwede magsugod kag digit. It is always na magsugod kag letter. And always remember, di ba, sinasabi ko sa inyo, dito sa C, C++, and other programming languages, case sensitive po. Ibig sabihin, uppercase and lowercase letters are different. So, different na siya meaning. A with capital small letter A and A1 pala with small letter A and A1 with capital letter A are two different identifiers. So, dalawang ibig sabihin yan. So, different na sila meaning. Kumbaga, pareha na sila sa kambal. So, kambal sila pero nagyapon na sila, lahi-lahi gyapon na sila. So, examples of variable name or identifiers are name, gross pay. So, this is what they call camel case, guys. Can I remember pa mo camel case? So, that is your assignment na lang. You're going to look for definition of camel case and example of camel case. But one of the example for camel case variable names or identifier is this gross pay. So, 2 words siya as you can observe, but the second word, ang first letter niya is capital letter. The first, always yun na siya na ang first word, naka-small letter, yun na ang first letter. Okay? Then, num1. So, these are the correct variable name. Correct yun siya, nag-follow siya. Again, does not begin with digit. Hindi siya nag-una og digit. Kasi mali po pag nauna yung digit sa ating variable name or identifier. Next variable is last underscore name. Pwede yan. And prelim underscore grade. But not. Ito pong mga hindi. Again, especially for the beginners, ito po ang bawal or dili pwede gamiton inside the Cs or inside the programming, guys. One num, again, kasi nagsisimula siya with number, which is 1. And number sign name, bawal sa gamitin si number sign or si hashtag. As variable name, ha? As variable name, kasi si hashtag, ang dami pong meaning ni hashtag. And important po, most of the time sa header file siya or sa taas na part sa atong program na sa malocate. Next is si 143. So, bakit ba hindi pwede si 143, sir, as identifier or variable name? Kasi again, number siya. Nagsisimula siya sa number. Pwede siya nasa second ang number. Like for example, dito sa num1. So, pwede siya nakalagay sa susunod or sa huli ang number. Pwede siya. Pero, hindi siya pwede mauna si number, guys, as our identifier or variable name. Hindi din po pwede si 17 underscore grade. Yes, you are allowed to use underscore, but then again, nagsisimula siya sa number kasi 1. So, pwede siguro siya grade underscore 17. Pwede yan siya sa variable name. Pero hindi siya pwede again, 17 underscore grade. Next is last asterisk name. Ito po ay hindi talaga pwede. Maybe sa atong future discussions, ibauta kung anong di naman pwede gamitin si last asterisk name, sir, as variable name. Kasi ang ibig sabihin po nito, last times name. Nakafollow lahat. Nakafollow ba tanan? Is my audio clear?
Yes, sir.
Sige po.
Yes, sir.
Medyo putol-putol lang daw kay Miss Marcel. Kalakam. Ilang Miss Marcel going to provide the course materials po. Next, examining the code, guys, is just what other data type aside from int is what you call characters or char, signed char, and unsigned char. Ito pong mga data type. Ito po ay data type, guys. We have, for character, we have char, signed char, and unsigned char. For whole numbers, we have int, short, and long. But most of the time, pag whole number talagang pinag-uusapan, ang ginagamit natin or mas used po na data type is int. Dito naman po sa characters na family, si char po ang ginagamit sa IO. Dili si signed char o unsigned char. Sa numbers naman po, mas gamit po si float. Later po, we're going to have i-differentiate na to si in, short, and long. The same goes with float, double, and long double. Kasi meron siyang differences in terms of capacity or storage capacity ng isang data type. So, again, for numbers with decimal point, ito yung mga data type na pwede siya mag-hold o kanang value with decimal places or floating point. So, isa dito na data type is what we call float. The second one is double, followed by long double. So, we have 3 data types for decimal point. Sa character, ito na po yung ating stress out muna natin si character. For character data type or char, each char stored in memory in 1 byte or equivalent to 8 bits. So, ang storage guys, ingon ani. Sandali, mag-annotation na lang ko. Mag-drawing ko kahit di ako marunong stroking. So, sandali ha. So, kaning 1 byte, guys. So, mauni siya 1 byte. So, pasinsain na lang si kadili ko conscious ka ng RT. So, mauni siya 1 byte. So, assuming this is the 1 byte sa memory. Ang equivalent na 8 bits is this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, ibig sabihin, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kaya nga, di ba, sa computer, we have 1, di ba, 2. So, text na lang siguro tayo para dali. So, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Kaya nga, di ba, 1 times 1 is 1. So, 1 yan siya dito. So, dito na lang natin ilagay sa baba. 1. And this is 2. Di ba sa kuan, katong 8 bits sa binary? So, this is, kasi, ang ibig sabihin nito is kuan, 3 times 3 is equal to, division 9. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4, 8. 16, 32, 64. Remember pa ninyo sa inyo ang kuan? And 1, 2, 8. Kaya wala ka makakita o kana ganing sa memory sa kuan, sa for example sa flash drive, wala kay makakita na 3 gig, 5 gig, 6 gig, and 7 gig. Most of the time, ang memory talaga is eto. Asa naman niya akong mama? Ay, halak ka. Nandiyan naman akong mama. Sandali.
Ngita nagbago, sir.
Oo, lagi. Uy, wag mo naman sana. Wag ngayon kasi mahal tayo. Bakit pa ka?
Functions.
Oo, naku, sinasabi ko sa'yo, Joseph.
Pagpalit ng brand new, sir.
Dili pa pwede, Jod. Oo, ayos sa Jod. My God, naningil na akong laptop. Sandali. Sandali, guys. Di siya makuan. My God, Daniel.
Restoration rin kailangan.
Oo,
Bajing
Joseph
jing,
is apart. I
bajing
did ready,
jing.
Joseph. Sandali, ha. Sandali sa laptop mo ba? Ito yung problem ko ngayon. Parang nagmanya yung aking laptop. Okay. Gani, sinasabi ko kay Joseph. Ayun. Ayun. Pero nagmanya na siya. Epekto na yun sa kaning po. Annotation.
Sa US mo, Max, sir.
O ano siya, actually yun lang ako gi-update. Ang kuha ni ang OS ani is sandali,
Apple, Apple. Sir,
version 10.15.5. So nasa ano pa ito? Catalina. So wala ko nag-upgrade kay kuha po. Actually full na storage. Kaya one of the reason why nag-span sa karon kasi na napuno siya kanako gi-save ganina na bugas kay no file. So sa to sa rason. So let's proceed, guys. So again, mo ni siya kaya walay 3 gig, 'di ba? 1 sa mga storage sa flash drive, mo ni siya tay 32 gig, 16 gig, 8 gig, 4, 2, 1 gig, 64 and 128. So ano siya, 256 ang sunod ana niya. So mo na siya inguna na siyang storage. So diri guys, ang range niya is 255. Sir, bakit 255? I-add ni mo ni siya 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64 plus 1 to 8. Pila tanan ni Sir Joseph? Sir Joseph.
Sir?
Pila tanan? Pasay, wala gi-calculate.
Calculators.
Halak ka, wala calculator. Dapat wala na yung calculator ni...
Bahinghing, bajingjing.
Di ba na may college?
Bahinghing.
Or tapos na. Ilan lahat? Anyone from the class? 1 to 8 plus 64 plus 32, 16 plus 8 plus...
255, sir.
Ayun o, 255 value. So, kaya sa 255 values, guys. Kasi nga, 8 bits. Ito yun sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. O, di ba? Na-count na ninyo? So, ano siyang memory location. So, it includes, so pwede siya makastore og lowercase letter. So, ang character, guys, lowercase letter, uppercase letter. It could be a digit. And it can store a punctuation mark, special characters like percentage and plus
Pa!
sign. So, sample declaration for characters. or character nga data type is car left, car A, car CHR5. Actually, kani siya, this CHR data variable name and name which has something to do with 20. Ito po is what we call array. So as of the moment, hindi pa natin ito. But sample declaration, kaya siya nasama dito. Okay, baka magtaka kayo. So bakit may ganyan? So array pa yan sa guys. Nasa finals yan. Madiscuss natin yan by final. Next, hala, bakit hindi na-erase yung annotation? Kasali. This keyboard. Then, paano sa erase? Clear. Okay, let's proceed with int. So, tapos na tayo kay character. This time, we'll be having int or integer data type. Int, guys, is short for integer. So, alam niyo naman yan. So, again, int represents whole numbers. So, whole number na siya ang iyang ginahold, guys. Kaya kung magsabi ka ng 1.5, hindi yan pwede i-hold ni int. Once na ma-declare na siya as int, si 1 lang dyan. It is the whole number lang iyang basahod. Okay? Now, may be stored in 2 bytes or 4 bytes depending on the machine of the computer. So, imagine ninyo, katong kang character ganina, 1 byte lang to. Kuha ninyo, 1 byte lang to sa equivalent to 8 bits. Dito po, kay int, so 2 bytes sa, in short, twice the capacity of character. Or pwede pa nga sana 4 bytes. So in short, sa upaton siya. The same goes with sa computer, di ba? Na quad core, core to duo, and so on. So the same lang na siya diri sa ato ang setting. Now, int, if stored in 2 bytes, int has the range of negative 32,768. Always remember these numbers and figures, guys, kasi it will be inserted on your exams, if not on your quizzes. Again, ang range niya from negative 30,768 up to positive number 32,768. Unya, kung stored naman siya into 4 bytes, int has the range of negative 2 billion up to positive 2 billion. Ganyan siya. Medyo dako kay siya capacity. Now, sample declarations of int data type or integer data type, guys, is int my underscore number. So, int A is also a sample of variable declaration for int and int sum. Again, always remember ang format ng ating variable declaration. Data type, which is int, and sum here is what we call variable name. So, muna siya ang format. Next, we'll be having the third data type, which is float. Now, float variables of this type can hold real numbers or floating numbers with decimal values, such as, for example, 0.001, 2.0, and 3.14159. Usually, it's stored in 4 bytes. But again, ito po yung siya yung difference. 4 bytes siya pero magsugod siya sa decimal pa right. So it has or it stores 6 decimal places for accuracy such as 23.895764 or 100.123123. So sample declaration, float n, ito siya, and float me. And the last one is float any underscore number. Again, this is the correct declaration itong tatlo. And you again, for variable name, kayo po, we don't have any for apa naman sa tanong. But then again, dapat mo follow lang dyan sa rules regarding the variable names as being mentioned a while ago, na dili dyan sa pwede magsugod of number kasi case sensitive po programming. Next, let's proceed with line number 9. So, line number 9, guys, is what we call printf. So, asa din sa itong program, going back to our program. Ito po, si line number 9. So, tapos na tayo kay line number 7. Line number 9 states, print F, open parenthesis and double quote, enter first integer backslash n. So, ang ibig sabihin po nito, di ba actually na-mention na natin ito last meeting, uulitin ko na naman, it prints the message enter first integer on the screen and position to the beginning of the next line. Kasi nga, meron siyang backslash n. Kaya nag-position siya sa new line yung ating cursor or yung input ng user ito sa baba. Kasi it is because of the backslash n. This message or this line number 9 is what we call a prompt. It prompts the user na mag-enter siya first integer. So, it tells the user to take specific action. The same goes with line number 11. So, if we're going to go back to our program, eto sa line number 9 and line number 11 pala is just the same. Yung sa number 11 lang is the second integer, second input sa user. Line number 10, scanf presents the integer 1. So, scanf or scanf function is used to obtain a value from the user. So, if kailangan na to input or value from the user, guys, we'll be needing scanf function. It takes input from the standard input, which is usually keyboard. So, sa keyboard na siya mag-ngayog input. So, it has two arguments. So, as you can observe, scanf function has two arguments. The format control string, nag-separate lang siyang comma, guys. Kaya meron siyang dalawa. Etong first, eto yung pangalawa. So, it has format control string. Ito siya. Format control string ito. Ang ibig sabihin nito. And this is what they call address operator. Sa address operator, meron siyang ampersand. Okay? Ampersand and the data name of your variable name rather. Now, scanf function stores the value entered by the user to the identifier specified. Ito po siya. So, pag ibig sabihin po nitong %d is what we call integer, ang conversion specifier niya. Sa format control string, it indicates the type of data that should be inputted by the user. So, sa given example, %d is our conversion specifier. So, ang ibig sabihin po ng ating %d, it indicates that the data should be an integer. Integer siya ang input ni user. %c naman, doon sa ating conversion specifier, ito siya, pwede siya palitan ng %c stands for character. If character po yung input ng user. %f naman po if float, and %s if string po yung input ng user. The address operator simply means the address of. Okay? The address of. Kasi, as you can observe, kasunod po ng address operator is what we call the variable name. Ito po. Ang variable name ng mag-hold ng ating koan, first input will be the integer 1. Line number 13, actually line number 10 and 12 is just the same. As you can observe. The same lang siya, kaya one explanation lang na kung sino tayo kay 13. Line number 10 and 12. So, the same lang siya. The difference is that yung second, dito po sa line number 12, second variable name siya store. Okay? But the same pa rin siya ng conversion specifier since again, integer is the data type of integer 1, variable name integer 1 and integer 2. Ito sila. Okay? So, let's proceed to line number 13. Sa line number 13, guys, so naka-state tira, sum is equal to integer 1 plus integer 2. So, this line calculates the sum of variable integer 1 and integer 2. So, di ba, yung sa kuan lang, the same goes with, magyan na natin siya, grade 1. Mag-add og duha ka number. and assign the result to, so ang result ani guys, i-assign niya kang sum. It is because of the single equal. Pag single equal na siya guys, it's what we call assignment statement. Ito siya. It is because of the single equal. So, single equal simply means assignment statement sa nga line. So, let's proceed to line number 14. So, kato si line number 13, guys, is a process. So, ang process na nag-calculate na to ang sum or gi-add na to ang si integer 1 o si integer 2. Then, i-assign na to ang result padulong kang sum. Line number 14 is what we call printf. Sum is %d. So, we have two arguments on this function printf. This one is the identifier or variable sum, and this one is the variable sum, guys. This is the identifier, ito siya %d. So again, %d is for integer data type, %c pa rin is for character, %f for float, and %s for string. So since again, the sum is at ang data type ni sum kay integer. So going back to our program, sir, bakit sabi mo integer? Ito siya. Ito po si sum. Kung data type ni sum kay integer. Sana po. Okay, eto na. So again, especially for the beginners, balik-balik siya na ko si good programming practices and common programming errors. Okay? Now, good programming practice if we're going to use lowercase letters for variable names. Kasi 'di ba, even sa social networking sites, guys, ano nga ang ibig sabihin ng all capital letters? It is like you are shouting, kanang mura kag nagsagit. So the same goes with sa ato ang programming. So pag naka all capital letter daw ka, guys, mura daw kang nagsagit. So sample, excuse me, car name or char name. Again, this is an array kasi meron siyang bracket. Again, good programming practice siya kung magamit tag lowercase letter for our variable. Second good programming practice, for declaration, place a space after each or comma. So, after each comma, kailangan mabutang tag space to make program more readable. Actually, pwede niyo siya, pero dili siya ginasuggest again. Since again, especially for the beginners na mag-dikit siya. So, most of the time, ginasuggest especially for the beginners na magbutang kag space after the comma po. Madali may lang siya. Putol sir kayo na vlog. Sige lang, I'm going to provide the first materials po. So, next good programming practice is you're going to choose meaningful variable name. So, for example, if we're going to calculate for prelim grade, so we'll be having prelim grade with capital letter G. Again, this is a sample of camel case. So, camel case is siya. Midterm grade, so with capital letter G. And final grade. So, again, mas meaningful siya compared kay float, P, M, and F. Kaya, dali kayo sa masakpan, guys, pag kinopya yung program. Number 1, ang mga variable name. Mga wala na sa kayahang main purpose. Kaya ang uban pang ilisan ng variable name pa kasi isa sa mga kuan, guys. So as early as now, I'm going to inform you or i-orient sa tamudaan para at least makabalo na mo ay mahibawaan ko ni sir nga nagkopya kong program. Ganun man, si data type, isa na siya sa inyo, si variable name rather. Isa na siya sa inyuhang i-check, isa na siya sa akong i-check, guys. Kasi kung magkapare-pareha mag-variables, in short, especially kung dili naman parehag, dili naman kuan, pareha mag-variable ning gigamit, so in short, na kinupyahanay mo or sharing mo answer. Now, note, guys, that you must declare a variable name before using it. Always yun ang siya. Declare sa ninyo siya before niyo siya gamiton. Kasi kung wala siya naka-declare, yung gigamit, mag-error na siya. It can cause error to your program. Now, another good programming practice is if you're going to separate multiple word variable with underscore or begin each word after the first with a capital letter. So, eto siya. So, float, prelim, underscore gray. So, i-separate niyo siya pag multiple word na siya or more than one or more words. So, dapat naka-separate siya. It could be separated with underscore or eto siya, yung camel case. Yung second word, naka-capital letter po ang first letter. Now, separate declaration and the statement. So, i-separate yun na ninyo as always, again, as a good programming practice, especially for the beginner, ginasuggest yun na butangan yun siya comment. So, o ginaseparate po sa declaration o sa executable statement or this is what they call input. So, execution, diri sa master po. Then, butangan siya comment yun kung sa purpose ani. For example, this one is what we call declaration. So, butangan siya para at least dali lang siya mabasa. Okay? Now, this time we'll be having, as always, common programming error. So, placing variable declaration among executable statements. So, eto siya. Nauna si printf kaysa kay declaration. So, again, especially for the beginners, pwede naman ito, mag-run ito kasi wala naman siya gikuan. Pero, again, as for the beginners, guys, kinasuggest yun na declarations must be at the top of your program para dili sa kaayo, para dali lang kayo ninyo ma-familiarize, especially bago pa po tayo sa programming. Okay? Para ma-avoid atong confusion. Second, common programming errors. Calculation is an assignment statement must be on the right side of the operator. Ito siya. So, very wrong po kung ang kaning equal sign na sa pikas. Where supposedly the correct way to do this is what we call sum is equal to integer 1 plus integer 2. Semicolon at the end. So, that is the correct way or common na sa na mga error na mabali. Kaya para lagi malahi, para dili masakpan nito na nagkinopyahan na ito, ibali na sa ibali. Diba, yung una na ba yan sa. Again, been there, done that, so dali na kayo na ako ma-identify. The same goes with the second example here. This is again, common isa na mga error na mga encounter nato or atong ginabuhat para malahi sa. So, 10 plus 2 plus 3. So, again, the correct way to do this is num is equal to 10 plus 2 plus 3 semicolon at the end. Now, another common programming errors, forgetting one or both double quotes surrounding the formal control string in printf and scanf. Ito po, yung sa first example dito sa printf na function, kulang sa double quote diri na side. Kaya sa scanf naman po, duha ka buok, diri na side sa left and sa right side po. Kailangan maglagay ng double quote sa ating format control string. Next, common programming errors is forgetting to put or to insert the person sign in the conversion specifier in the format control string and in printf. Wala siya %d dito. So, ito po, common isa na programming errors na makalimutan. So, please, sa programming guys, bawal din ang tanga. Sorry for the word, pero bawal talaga sa. And always remember, yung sinabi ko nga kanina, sa programming is case sensitive. Tinatawag na case sensitive, ibig sabihin, nabay uban na kanabitang hili o capital letter, please avoid that one. This is a programming, so you must follow the format if you want to pass the subject. Kasi dito, tayo po ang kuan, so we need to adjust. Tayo pong adjust kay programming. Dili man si programming mo adjust sa ato pa. Again, for this example, kulang siya ng %d dito after the is. And dito naman po sa second example, kulang siya percent dito kay d. This is our conversion specifier. Now, another common programming errors, kani siya. nasa gawas si backslash n, where supposedly nasa loob siya dapat ng double quote. Dili pwede siya magawas ha. And dito po, kay scanf, napon siya sa gawas. Yes, you can insert backslash n inside the scanf, but dapat nasa loob siya ng double quote. Dito naman sa example, kulang. Ano bang kulang? Sa printf kasi we have two conversions, we have two arguments dapat dito. The conversion specifier and the variable. Kung unsa na variable ang imong ibutang diri Diba naka-recall mo ato? Sandali hanapin natin. Ito. So ito po yung kulang. The second argument, which is the variable name. Next, common programming errors is not providing in a printf format control string a conversion specifier. Ito nga dito. Actually, same siya problem. Tama ba ko? Ito na pala na-explain na. Okay. Ito. Wala na siyang %d diri which is a conversion specifier. So, next example na sa common programming errors is nasa sulod si comma, nasa gawas si double quote. Dapat nasa labas ng double quote si comma po dito. The correct way to do this. Now, another one is kulang siya ampersand sa atong variable or the address of sa scanf function, guys. Sa atong duha ka arguments, so we have the conversion specifier and the variable name. So, kulang siya ampersand here, ampersand diri adapita. And diri naman po, nagbutang siya ampersand sa printf. So, bawal po magbalagay ng ampersand. Sum lang talaga or yung variable name lang dapat dito, wala ng ampersand. Okay? Now, memory concept. Ito na po yung memory concept nangyayari with the use of our variable name and the scanf. A variable, again, is a location in the memory. It has a name. So, in this example, we have integer 1 as the name of our variable. A type. So, %d, so ibig sabihin, this is an integer data type. And always remember, dapat meron yan siyang value. So, for this example, 45 is the value of our variable name, integer 1 with the data type of int. So, whenever a value is placed in the memory location, guys, the value replaces the previous value in the location. So, ang tawag dyan is what you call destructive read-in. So, kung nana siya yung original value, mapulihan na dyan siya inside our program sa mga succeeding lines sa atong program. Ang tawag na is what we call destructive read-in pag naga-replace na kag-value. The second one, so the second input is 30. So the 30 will be stored to our integer 2 na variable. So same thing happens with integer 2 and sum po. So when a value is read out of memory location, the value is used but not destroyed. So ang tawag naman dyan is what we call non-destructive read out. So it is the opposite of destructive read in. Now, arithmetic in C, ito po yung mga basic arithmetic operators or operations na pwede gawin sa C, C++, and Java po. Meron po nito si Java. So, we can perform addition. So, ang arithmetic operator na pwede gamitin is plus sign or cross sign. For subtraction, we have a dash or minus sign. For multiplication, we will be having asterisk aside from x or kuan, yung sa ni. So, dili ta pwede magamit kay x, guys, kasi ang ibig sabihin po ng x is letter po yan. Okay? So, we will be using asterisk. Kaya, bawal po kanina yung last asterisk name kasi multiplication po yung nangyari doon. Excuse me. For division, we will be having backslash. And for modulus, we will be having percent sign. So, ito po yung sample sa algebra to perform the arithmetic operation. And this is a sample for the C, C++ na. Okay, question? May tanong pa ba? So kanina yung ginawa lang natin is ito, yung sa addition. Kasi nag-add tayo ng dalawa. So dalawang variable name. So pwede din po yun. Dito po is number po yung i-add kay variable. So to proceed to the arithmetic, guys, always remember that still the same with mathematics. We will be following the rules of precedence. Ibig sabihin, if this will be the example, A asterisk open parenthesis B plus C, expressions or portion of the expression contained within the pairs of parentheses are evaluated first before siya i-evaluate si multiplication. If present po si multiplication, then we're going to proceed kay division, and that's the time we're going to proceed with modulus operation. Are evaluated next na po yan. Si multiplication, division, and modulus. So, ang last po evaluate will be the addition and subtraction na operation. Question for arithmetic kay precedent. Wala naman, di ba? Kasi alam nyo naman ito, di ba? Yung sa precedent. Am I right? Okay. I think si ano lang si Mr. Leonel. Okay. Example for this arithmetic operations or na pwede nyo i-perform kay C, C++, or Java, or other programming languages aside from those mentioned. So, we have this one. Mean is equivalent to open parentheses 10 plus 2 plus 5 plus 3 plus 4 divided by 5. So, kayo na yung mag-calculate. So, sample lang po ito. So, possible pwede din po ito baka ma-perform kay C, C++. So, eto siya, next meeting na ito. So, doon lang tayo mag-end for tonight. Question. Kasi meron pa tayong 6 minutes. So, I will be uploading the slides para at least maka-study kayo. Especially those mahina ang internet connection. I really apologize yung sa mga naga-suffer or naga-experience of unstable internet connection po. Okay? So, as of the moment, doon lang muna tayo sa simple program na mag-calculate of two numbers or that will add two numbers, guys. So, expectedly by next meeting, so Wednesday, we will be having another set of laboratory exercises or laboratory activity. Expectedly, mga dalawa before tayo mag-proceed kay equality or kay effect. Question. Is there any question?
Extend ka ba yung deadline, sir?
Ano daw? Anong deadline? May assignment ba ako?
Ay, wala dahil. Thank you.
Meron. Ano yung assignment ni Sir Millones?
Sir, simple.
Ano daw?
Yan ka, sir. Simple lang.
Kasi assignment ni Sir Koan, Tumaya.
Ba't mag-isip?
Sir, wala ba, sir?
Naku, basta na assignment ha. Nakalimot ko. Kasi loaded masyado.
Oy, Bilyones, ikaw yun ba?
Unsa ang assignment, Miss Marcel?
No, kapalo, sir. Ito kanina.
Naku, si Mr. Tumaya dyan ato, Miss Marcel. Yung ginapotol ang internet. Same as here. Sana all. Same as here. Anong same as here dito ako, Mr. Masfinian?
Nasa doon kabalo sir kung sa ilang abot sa assignment. Wala ko kukuhaan.
Kasi nga absent ka last meeting. Sige, if you don't have any questions, guys, kasi it's already 9 o'clock. Again, I would just like to remind everyone, next meeting Wednesday, we'll be having another set of program tracing activity or kanang machine problems sa next meeting. regarding the arithmetic operations or katong mga dimensions na to from simple simple C program nga mag-calculate siya or mag-perform siya kanang arithmetic operation. Okay na?
Okay na, sir. Thank you.
Oo, simulat si Mr. Briones sa Jugmarces.
Okay na, sir. Thank you.
O, diba? Nadungagan nag-isa si Sumaya. What about the others?
Okay, sir.
Nagkumya kayo mga grado, guys. So, basin gagawin na yung grado sa...
Wala, kalami.
Salamat, sir. Salamat, sir.
Sir, mamatay na ba yung
Thank you,
programming,
sir.
sir?
Hanggang
Ay, sir,
Promote
question
tayo,
sa sir.
promote tayo ng kernel lang, sir.
Yes, Sir Edo.
Sir, ang say output atong imong present ganina, sir.
Yun, tama di
Katong
ay.
integer 1 plus 2.
We're going to perform kuan ay demonstrate. Sandali. Meron pa naman tayong 2 minutes. Kaya pa ba
Yes,
sa
sir.
2 minutes?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Gusto lang ako makita ang output ko, sir.
Sige, nice.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now for the online compiler, if you're guys sa ako guys on my end, I will be using the online compiler. Since again, wala ko naka-install og DevC diri sa akong kuan. So we're going to do this one. So online compiler lang muna ako. So again, ito po yung nangyari kanina. So saan nga yun? Sandali ha, balikan ko lang yung PowerPoint. Nice question, nice follow-up ko question, Mr. Edu.
Yes, sir.
Ano bang nangyari? Kasi
Yes,
nga,
opo.
diba,
Kaya mo dagdagan o kito, sir.
oo, dagan kayo sa, diba? Confusing
Yes, sir.
sa pagkat kay ang line. So, integer 1, integer 2, and sum. Paano siya? This is again the declaration. And the next, next line is print f. Enter first integer. So, meron siyang \n. Expectedly sa next line po mag-proceed yung ating input. Next is scanf. So, we'll be scanning input from the user, so %d. This signifies that our input is out of data type integer 1. So, kulang siya ng ampersand. So, we'll be placing ampersand here. This is to place the address of. So, we're going to copy-paste this 1 for the second input. So, papalitan lang natin ito ng second. And this is 2. So, ganyan siya. So, after that 1, there will be the calculation. So, sum is equal to integer 1 plus integer 2. So, ganyan siya. Then, nakapalo pa ba? So, print f. The sum is %d. Meron siyang \n dito. So, it's simply, and again, for as a good programming practice at the end of your line sa printf or sa printf function, dapat maglagay ka ng \n. So, to run the program, eto na siya. Kaya nga, nasa baba yung ating cursor kasi meron siyang \n. So, we're going to input 8, then 9. So, the sum is 17 kasi 8 plus 9 is 17. But if we're going to remove this \n, guys, so, dili na siya dire sa baba. Kasi di ganina dire sa baba, right? So, expectedly, pag na-remove na si \n, dito na yan siya. So, to check, ayun, nasa gilid na siya. 909. So, the sum is 989. So, ganun siya ang sample output. Question?
Hold on, sir.
Kaya,
Grabe siya. So, ganun siyang sample. Again, common na programming errors, guys. Naka-share screen pa ba ako? Is my screen visible, guys?
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay. Now, eto po yung mga sample, again, as being mentioned a while ago.
Thanks for
Common
watching.
programming errors.